Welcome back to the Radium Records channel. I'm Bradley Denniston, and in this video today, I'm going to be talking about setting up your live streaming, making music content, promoting your music with content with cameras. And specifically, we're going to be talking about the Tail Air from OBSBOT. You guys are going to love the features that I'm going to go through with this thing. I think it'll blow you away. I'm also going to be talking a little bit about the Tiny 2. This is more of a webcam, more of a live streaming webcam sort of thing, but super high quality. One of the most high quality on the market. Now, this video, they did give me these cameras. They sent me these cameras. OBSBOT did. All right. So if you don't like that, you don't like the fact that they sent me these for free, you feel like this is not going to be that great of a video, he's going to be trying to sell us on these cameras, that's cool. You guys can leave. But for those of you here right now that are sticking around, I'm going to give you a lot of game on shooting really cool music content and how I've grown 120,000 followers on all my platforms shooting music content, and also almost 92,000 monthly listeners on Spotify right now, with over 4 or 5 Spotify editorial playlists. So that's all, I think, a big majority of it, not all, I mean, I'm exaggerating when I say all, but a big majority of it is because of the content that I shoot, the videos I shoot, and the stuff I make that I put out online. I'm going to show you guys game on all that stuff if you stick around and subscribe to the channel. All right, let's dig in. All right, first off, let's talk about the features of the OBSBOT Tail Air and get into some of the I'm just kidding. That, right? Aren't you guys tired of YouTube videos where they're like, yeah, it's got a SSL VAR C LMNOP sensor with the 4K 6080/40? I'm not going to talk about all that in this video. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take you outside on my patio and I'm going to show you how to set up a professional shoot for some content for your music, to promote it, to make some new music content for your Instagram, your social media, right? To get more fans. That's what this video is about. This is about real game, real value. So let's go outside with this bad boy. The first thing we want to do is take the Tail Air and we want to mount it. As you can see, there's threads on the bottom directly to a tripod. This way we have a really steady shot and we'll let the gimbal do all the work with the AI tracking on our subject when we shoot our content. So once I thread this in, we're good. The next step is there's a little power button on the back. You'll see it, red ring, bada bing, red ring, bada bing, baby. We're gonna push and hold, and then you're gonna get a blue bell, or a blue line here. And that blue line will turn green when it's ready to go. Now your next step is to make sure that you have OBSBOT Live and OBSBOT Start, these two apps installed on your phone. And I'm just gonna go open up OBSBOT Live, and it's going to ask me a couple questions. Do you want to do platform streaming, which would be to like YouTube or whatever else, or screen streaming? Now, for now, I'm just gonna go screen streaming because we're not actually streaming live. And then I'm going to say landscape mode or portrait. If you want this to be portrait, you have to turn the OBSBOT Tail Air sideways. So you would have it on a boom stand and you turn it sideways. And that way it would work on portrait mode, okay? So if you're doing Instagram live kind of streams. But I'm going to leave for landscape as if I'm going to go do a stream to YouTube. And then I'll hit sure. And this is going to search and it's going to find the Tail Air on my device here on my Wi-Fi. So make sure you're connected to Wi-Fi. And it will ask you all these questions and guide you through all this. I'm just already connected. All right, and then I'm gonna say cool. You can also add other sources like the front or rear camera of my phone, which is really dope because then I can leave this as a standard wide shot on my iPhone, right? And then have the OBSBOT Tail Air kind of following me around and doing different scenes where I have like a close-up shot of acoustic guitar, close-up shot of my face, etc. But for now, we're just going to have the Tail Air selected, and I'm gonna go to next step here, the bottom. Now, as you can see, there I am, looking like a real cool dude, right? So if I turn this sideways, that's not gonna matter. This is just showing you, hey, this is the preview right here. Is that right? And you're like, yep. So I'm gonna go next step. And then it's gonna say, setup complete. I completed it. Feel so good about myself. All right, so now I have my screen. And this is the cool part about the OBSBOT Tail Air is now I can do some gestures, right? So I'm gonna throw my hand up and I'm gonna have it lock on me. And you see how easy that is? It just hit it right away. Like it does a really good job with this. Another thing I can do is I can use hand gestures like L, right? And there you go. Hey guys, how you doing? Now we are live streaming right here to my phone. You could see it, but I have an SD, a micro SD card in the OBSBOT Tail Air, and that Tail Air is gonna record everything in 4K 30 frames per second, which is super dope. And of course I can come back out, right? With just my little gestures, you know? So every time you do it, boom. And then if I do it again, it's gonna go out, right? And let's go as wide as possible. And then if I hold my hand up again, this is gonna lock it. As you can see, the tail air has now turned green, and that means it's locked. It's locked in place. It's not going anywhere. So as I move, and you can see right here, let's go back to this screen here. I'm moving, oh! See how it's like not going anywhere? So that's kind of a cool thing you can do once you have something set up and you don't want this thing to move. Otherwise, if I do another hand gesture, right? And I'm just showing you on my phone because it's easier. Hand gesture. Now it's gonna lock on me. Now if I move, it's gonna track me. See that? And if I zoom in on my face, it'll track me really well, right? So let's zoom in. Woo! And now I'm gonna move around. Now, of course, I'll give you video in full definition from the Tail Air, just so you could see how good the quality is. But now let's set up our subject and our lighting. As you can see, now I have the Tail Air here, and the subject's gonna be here. So I'm gonna be sitting on this stool here. So I'll be down here playing my guitar, right? Do-do-do-do-do. But what we wanna do is we wanna use a key light, and your key light is gonna be kind of off to the side of where the camera is shooting. And this is typical of any content. I think this is the best way to light a scene, but also think about where the light is coming naturally from. And we have daylight coming from this side anyway. So this is just kind of helping that daylight come in. If you lit up this other side, you get a really two-dimensional, just kind of flat picture. When we light up from the natural side and we have one side that's a little bit darker, then we're gonna get more 3 dimensions to the face. If you wanna get even more cinematic with your shots, like say you're doing music content, right? And you want it to be really dramatic looking because you got this emo shit going on, then you could take the camera and you can move it a little bit over this way even more and shoot opposite from where the light's coming. And that's going to give you a much more cinematic feel. You could even just move the subject, like take this chair here, right? The stool, and move it here and shoot from this kind of angle with the camera, and you'll get more of a dramatic look, more cinematic. But that's how we're gonna set up the light. You get a light that has a softbox on it. I think that's really important just to diffuse the light a little bit. But now let's get set up. Let's show you kind of the different scenes that we can get out of the OBSBOT Tail Air. You know, hopefully it'll spark ideas for how you could shoot your music content. So let's get into it. All right, so now let's set up some presets. Let's say I was going to be playing my acoustic guitar and I wanted to have a preset where it's just me streaming with my acoustic guitar, playing a beautiful song, right? Oh yeah, baby. And we're just jamming out, and it's like, this is a great wide shot, right? I'm live on YouTube. Now that's preset 1, so let's set this as preset 1. There, at the bottom of the screen here, first I'm gonna X out of this. So there's the X. If I click on the screen and just push on it once, and then I go up to the top of this little box here on the screen, then I'm going to get these little settings at the bottom. Now there's a bunch of settings. I'm not gonna go through all of them. I'm just gonna focus on presets here because I think this is probably one of the coolest features of this Tail Air and this app. So if I click on this P+ button at the bottom, I can do preset 1 there. Now, if I do it again, I can go to preset 2. But first, before we go to preset 2, let's do and change the camera. So now I'm gonna do a close-up of the acoustic guitar. So let's zoom in a little bit, right? And look, this is all like me without having to use my hands at all. Or I guess, move the camera at all, right? The camera's doing it itself. So now we're going to use this little joystick. Open that. I'm gonna pan down. And there we go. Now we have a close-up of the acoustic guitar, and I'm gonna hit the P+ button again, and now I have preset 2. So preset 1, boom, wide, and look how cool that is too. Like, it like comes out and gimbals up, you know, like that's so cool, man. All right, now let's go to preset 2. Bada bing, let's get in, right? So now if I'm playing my guitar, and I'm singing, and I'm doing a live stream, and I got my dog over here, or I got like on the couch over here. Let's say there's another singer or a drummer or something, and I only got one tail air, right? So let's go to preset 1 again. Now let's move this around. Let's go to the gimbal. Let's move it to the couch here. And let's say this dirty ass couch over here, someone's sitting on it, right? Now we can set up a preset here where we go P boop plus, and now that's P3. So we got P1. Hey, here I am, I'm Bradley. I'm gonna be playing my acoustic, man. What's up? We got a P2, yeah, check out those chords, man. Look at what I'm doing over here, right? Or I'm teaching a guitar lesson or something. Now P3, now check out my bro over here doing a guitar solo or playing the bongos, the bangos. So this is pretty dope, man. Like I actually got really stoked when I saw this feature, and this is a feature itself that I was just like, dude, you don't need someone operating a camera. You could just have someone setting up scenes and just operating an iPad, you know, with like 17 different scenes. You got your band playing live, and maybe you got 2 tail airs and you just set up different scenes. So that's something I really wanted to show you, and it's a great, great thing for doing live streams and also doing content for music. Now for what you guys want to know the whole time, right? What does it look like? How does it look when you actually record? Well, this is it right here. We're at 4K 24 frames per second, H.264. I'm going to have it now track me. Okay, so now let's just check this out, how it would look if I was about to do some content. So I'm on my own. I don't have a phone or anything. I'm just going to have the Tail Air following me around, and we're gonna shoot something with an acoustic guitar, right? So, hey guys, what's up, man? What's up, bro? This is my new song, I Love You So Much. I love you so much. Oh, baby, got me blue and out of touch. Let me tell you about love. I love you so much. Thanks for tuning into the live stream, man. You guys can donate to my Patreon account. Send me some flowers. And that's it right there. We're outside. Obviously there's car noise and everything, but you know, this is kind of a really basic setup. And with this Tail Air and your phone, you could set up a multi-camera setup. You could have a wide shot. You could have the Tail Air following you around while you stand up, play your electric guitar, put a mic up. You can do all sorts of really cool stuff, then cut your music to it later in post. But yeah, right now I'm recording to the micro SD card directly in the Tail Air. And I'm also recording on the Sony behind me, just recording this whole thing. And it's all controlled right here from the phone app. So you guys, let me know what you think about this setup and how you would use it. Because I'm really curious, how would you guys use something like this? Would you do live streams? Would you be, you know, streaming to Twitch and doing live sets? Could you stream to your Patreon account and start a fan base, build up a fan base there where you do suggested songs and cover songs, etc. It's a really, really cool setup. You don't need a cameraman. I can, of course, you know, stand up. I can walk around a little bit. I can talk about things. I can go around my room and, you know, show off my new Martin D15, you know, and we can really just kind of like move around and tell stories, and we don't have to have someone always that we pay hundreds of dollars to come through and shoot us on some basic content. But let's go back to the studio. I want to give you my final thoughts on the Tail Air. Let's head back to the studio. So my final thoughts on these two cameras. We got the Tiny 2, and I think this is a great camera for webcams. You're playing your guitar, you're doing a live stream, kind of like what I got set up here with this Sony, right? I had to get like a 4K capture card. The camera and the lens that I'm using right here to shoot this video cost me well over $4,500. This camera right here is like 300 bucks. And I'll leave a link in the description to both of these if you guys want to pick one or the other up. Is an affiliate link, okay? It supports the channel, so I really do appreciate it if you do use the affiliate link. If not, all good. But the Tiny 2 for me is like a cool webcam. I think you really have to get the lighting right in the room if you're gonna use something like this, okay? Because the camera it's a webcam still, right? And it's only like 300 bucks, but it's awesome. It tracks you really well and you can do a lot with it, right? But you are kind of limited. You don't get the built-in micro SD. You have to have it plugged into USB-C. It's really made to have a computer with you. Yeah, you got to shoot with a computer or something. It does have the little bing, bing, bing on it, so you can put it on a tripod, which is cool. But that's my thought on that. Now, this is a different beast. For $500, Like, this is 500 bucks. This is well worth, I think, probably around $800 to $1,000, because you get 4K 24 up to 30 frames per second at 4K. You get HDR recording on this thing. I think it looks better than an iPhone for sure in lower light. It tracks you. iPhone can't do that, you know, even the Pro Max, like the one I have in my pocket, it doesn't track you, right? It doesn't have a gimbal on it. Doesn't do all these cool shots, you know, with the smoothness. It has the micro SD card. You can directly record to it, or you can record from this to your phone, which is really cool. I didn't know that at first, but I figured that out as I was shooting all the content. So this is a different beast. I think this has a really, really high quality quotient and value for the 500 bucks. It is something that I would add to my setup if I'm doing a lot of live streaming. For content, it's cool if you don't want to have extra people helping you out, because you can get cool trick shots. You could set settings, you know, where you're walking in and it shoots your feet, right? And it follows your feet. And then it literally tracks your feet, by the way. There's a tracking feet feature on this thing, okay? And then you can have it pan up and go to your guitar with the next scene. And then you can have it pan up and come wide and show your whole band. You could do some really cool shots with this, and in post, put together a really cool music video where you didn't have anyone operating the camera. And I think that's really dope. So you are not going to get Sony a7 IV Sigma Art Lens $4,500 camera quality out of this, but you'll get something that's better than an iPhone, and it tracks you, and it's 4K. So it's a great deal. It's great value. It does fall short on, I'd say, just, you know, overall quality. Like if you're looking for, hey, I'm going to make a real music video, something really expensive looking, you're not going to get that with this. You're just not. But if you're going to do a YouTube vlog series or live streaming or anything like that, this thing will come really close, especially like if you're doing music content, right? You're promoting your new single. This is going to be really good for that, because I find that the iPhone footage sometimes, most of the time, does better. It performs better than stuff I shoot with my a7 IV. That's my final thought on these two cameras. You can pick them up in the link in the description. Again, this is you know, a sponsored affiliate link. All right. So if you guys hate me for that, that's cool. Cry about it. But if you want to support the channel and you do like what I'm bringing to you and it's valuable to you, you guys can use the affiliate link, pick up one of these guys, and have fun with them. They're awesome. I think it's a really cool company that's doing some cool stuff. And I'll see you guys next time. Definitely drop some love in the comments if you got something out of the video or if you learned something new. Peace.